Network security assessment tools. Learning outcomes. In this module, you will complete the following exercises. Exercise 1, network reconnaissance and discovery. Exercise 2, information gathering. Exercise 3, file manipulation. Exercise 4, shell and script environments. Exercise 5, packet capture and replay. Exercise 6, forensics. Exercise 7, exploitation framework, password trackers, and data sanitization. After completing this module, you should be able to learn network discovery and renaissance techniques using tools like Nmap, traceroute, etc. Identify file manipulation attacks and learn shell script. Explain the different forensics tools. Explain packet capture and replay. Explain frameworks used for exploiting vulnerabilities and learn data sanitization. Exam objectives. The following exam objectives are covered in this module. Given a scenario, use the appropriate tool to assess the organizational security, network reconnaissance and discovery, file manipulation, shell and script environment, packet capture and replay, forensics, exploitation, framework, password trackers, data sanitization. Lab duration, it will take approximately 1 hour to complete this lab. Lab assessment, test your knowledge on the topics covered in this lab by completing the lab assessments. Screenshot assessment items can be found at the end of each exercise and review questions are located on the review page. Lab topology. During your session, you will have access to the following lab topology. Depending on the exercises, you may or may not use all of the devices, but they are shown here in the layout to get an overall understanding of the topology of the lab. PLAB DC1, PLAB DM1, PLAB Win10, PLAB Kali. Exercise 1, Network Reconnaissance and Discovery. In this exercise, we will learn in detail about network reconnaissance and discovery using network security assessment tools. Network reconnaissance help gather information about the target system or infrastructure and attempt specific attacks on the network. The following is the list of the most commonly used tools for network host discovery and reconnaissance. Traceroute or traceroute. The traceroute command is used on Windows system. It is used to show how a host connects to a remote host or system on the network. It also displays the path and time the communication takes to reach the remote host. Similarly, on Linux system, the tracer command can be used for the same purpose. NSLOOKUP or dig. The NSLOOKUP command is used to query DNS records using a Windows device. A dig command is a Linux equivalent for NSLOOKUP. It is used to query individual DNS records or all DNS records in a domain and can be used to gather more information about the domain, such as the IP address of the DNS server. ipconfig or ifconfig. The ipconfig command is used to obtain information about a host. The command shows the IP address, subnet mask, gate, and DNS server information on the network configuration, and the Linux equivalent for ipconfig is ifconfig. Nmap is an open source scanner used to scan hosts for vulnerabilities and open ports. It can also be used to fingerprint remote hosts, determine the operating system they run, which may reveal vulnerabilities that can be exploited. Ping or patping. Ping command can be used across platforms and uses ICMP to communicate with hosts. It is used to check if remote hosts are reachable on the network. The ping command can be used on Windows devices to determine more in detail information on the network statics. For example, the delay it takes to communicate to specific route on the network. HPing is similar to ping but uses TCP or IP packets to check connectivity using Linux devices. It is commonly used for testing network firewalls and security auditing. Netstat command is used to look at a current communication on a host. It also helps in identifying open ports and established connection. It is most often used for troubleshooting to determine if a host is listening on a specific port. NetTag is a network troubleshooting tools used to identify network and scan for open ports. It works on UDP or TCP and can be used to initiate a connection to port. Learning outcome after completing this exercise, you should be able to explain reconnaissance, list network reconnaissance and discovery tools, gather information using tools. Per device, you will be using the following devices in this lab. Please power on this now. We love Kali, standalone device. Task 1, host discovery using Linux command. Host discovery is a information gathering technique and is carried out at the beginning of the network reconnaissance. Host discovery is carried out using different network assessment tools like Nmap, NetStat, traceroute, etc. In this task, network reconnaissance tools will be used to gather more information about hosts of the network. Right-click on the desktop and select Open Terminal here. The terminal command, enter a config. Exercise 2, information gathering. Gathering information on different components of the network is essential to ensure the security of it. Different types of information gathering tools are available for cybersecurity professionals, gathering crucial information about the network. The following is a list of common tools used by cybersecurity professionals. IP scanner. IP scanner are tools that scan for IP addresses and other information of the devices on the network. Several different IP scanner applications are available that can be used to detect information of devices that are connected to the network. ARP command is used to display a address resolution table on a host. The address resolution table is used by a host to store information of other hosts on the network. This information can be used to determine if there are unauthorized hosts connected on the network. Curl Docker command is used for transferring data over network using specific protocols, for example, HTTP, HTTPS, or FTP. This command can be used without user intervention and is deal when used in shell scripting. It is specifically used on Linux devices. The Harvester penetration tester use this tool for footprinting on the network infrastructure. It can gather information on email, subdomain, host, employee name, and open port. Sniper is an automated scanner used during a penetration test to enumerate and scan for network vulnerabilities. You can automate the process of collecting data for exploration using Sniper. Scanless is an automated port scan scraper. It is a command line utility for vulnerability exploitation that also perform an open port scan. DNSenu. This tool is used for DNS enumeration to discover IP blocks. DNS enumeration is the process of collecting DNS information of a specific company, which can then be used to evaluate the company's security posture. Choco is a malware analysis tool. It provides the following detail as the result of the analysis. Native functions and Windows AI API calls that copies of created files and removed from the file system, memory dump of processors, full memory dump of the target machine, screenshots of the desktop during the overall execution of the malware analysis, network dump created by the machine used for the analysis. Learning outcomes. After completing this exercise, you should be able to list information gathering tools, gather information using tools. Your devices, you will be using the following devices in this lab. Please power this on now. Philip Win10, Philip Kali. Task 1, information gathering tools. In this task, different information gathering tools will be used to better understand how to gather information about devices on the network. Connect to PhilWin10, right click on start and select run. Open terminal here. Exercise 3, File Manipulation. Linux operating system provides several commands and programs for file operation and manipulation. To ensure the integrity of file, a cybersecurity professional will need to view a change files. The following is a list of most commonly used Linux commands for file manipulation. Head. The head command will display the first 10 line of the file if no additional parameters are specified. To display a specific number of lines in a file, the negative n parameter can be used to display the specific number of lines from the beginning of the file. Tail. The tail command lets you display the last 10 of any file similar to the head command. The tail command also allows the n option to display the specified number of lines. Cat command has various uses ranging from displaying the content of file to adding lines to a file. Grep is a Linux command line tool used to search for a string of characters in a specified file. Chmod is the command used on Linux operating system to change permissions of files. Logger command allows adding messages to the var log scilog file from the command line or other files. Learning outcome. After completing this exercise, you should be able to explore file manipulation and commands used for file operation. Your device, you will be using the following device in this lab. Please power on this now. Philip Kali. Task 1, File Operation and Manipulation. In the file manipulation attack, the attacker modifies the contents or other attributes like extension and file names to cause incorrect processing. This leads us to unstable states and unauthorized exposure of sensitive, otherwise protected information. In extreme cases, file manipulation can also lead to remote code execution and a complete system takeover. Exercise 4, Shell and Script Environments. A shell in operating system is a command interpreter. Its function is to facilitate communication between commands that are executed and the kernel of the operating system. These commands are executed in the shell. For example, starting an application, various shells are available and are specified to add to the operating system. For example, the Bash shell is native to certain Linux operating system, and PowerShell is native to Windows operating system. This specific shell environment can be used to create files referred to as scripts. Scripts are used to automate the repeated process but can also be used for malicious intent. A security professional needs to be familiar with different shell and scripting environments. SSH, Secure Shell, is a protocol used to secure remote network communication. It is widely used by server administrators to maintain Linux-based servers. SSH uses public key cryptography By default, it operates over port 22. SSH is used to sign into a secure shell on a remote system. PowerShell is a cross-platform task automation and configuration management framework consisting a command line shell and scripting language. It is most commonly used on Windows operating system. Python scripting language can be used to access Linux system security posture by creating an automated script. The script can be set to collect system logs of the system, for example, for an Apache web server, which can be which can then be reviewed regularly by an administrator to ensure there is no malicious activity. OpenSSL is a cryptographic library that provides an open source implementation of the secure socket layer and transport layer security protocol. The library includes tools for generating RSA private key and certificate signing requests, checksums, managing certificates, and performing encryption or decryption. OpenSSL is written in C, but wrappers are available for a variety of computer languages. The OpenSSL program is a command line tool for using the different cryptography functions of OpenSSL's crypto library. From the shell, it can be used for creation, creation and maintenance of private keys, public keys, and parameters. Public keys cryptographic functions generate X509 certificates, CSRs, and CRLs, arrive at message digest, encryption and decryption with ciphers, SSL or TLS, client and server verification, managing S or MIME, signed or encrypted mail, timestamp requests, creation and validation. Learning outcome: after completing this exercise, you should be able to explore different shell scripting environments. Your devices, you will be using the following devices in this log. Please power this on now. Philip in 10, Philip Kali, task 1, shell command. In this task, different shell scripting environments will be explored. As to Linux scripting techniques, scripts can be used to automate repetitive repetitive tasks that need to be performed. For example, creating a script to automate a backup in a Linux environment or creating several users account in a Microsoft environment. Malicious users can also use scripts to damage system if it's executed unintentionally by a user. A cybersecurity professionals need to be able to automate a specific task by using script. In this task, different script will be created in a Windows and Linux environment. Thus, three PowerShell scripting techniques, similar to a Linux script, PowerShell on a Windows device can be used to automate process. In this task, a PowerShell script will be created. Exercise 5, Packet Capture and Replay. Security professionals need to access its network security posture by analyzing the traffic that travers- traverses across the network. Several packet capturing applications are available to analyze network traffic. Packet replay refer to capturing network traffic over a specified period of time and then saving it, which can be replayed over a dedicated network interface for analysis. You can choose from several packet replay applications that are available to perform this function, such as PC replay, PCP replay. In this exercise, different packets and replay capturing applications will be discussed and their different uses. Learning outcome. After completing this exercise, you should be able to explain packet capture and replay. Your devices, you will be using the following devices in this lab. Please power this on now. Philip Win10, Philip Kali. Packet capture utility is also called a protocol analyzer or a sniffer. It is a tool to capture and analyze network communication. TCP replay is used to modify and replay network traffic which is already captured by tools like TCP dump and Wireshark. It allows interception of traffic as client or server write layer 2, 3, and 4 packets and replay the traffic back until the network. TCP replay allow both single and dual NIC modes for validating both sniffing and inline devices. TCP replay is used by different firewalls, IDS, IPS, NetFlow, and other networking vendors, enterprises, universities, labs, and open source projects. TCP replays is intended to work with the network hardware and usually does not penetrate deeper than layer 2 of I the OSI modem. TCP dump is a command line packet analyzer that can capture network communication. It is cross-platform network analysis tool. Wireshark is a protocol interpreter. Wireshark has a rich functionality which includes the following. An extensive inspection of hundreds of protocols with more being included all the time. Live capture and offline review. Standard 3-pane packet browser capture network data can be interpreted via a GUI or via the TTY mode T-Shark utility. Very powerful display filters in the industry. Rich rich VoIP analysis gathers file compressed with gzip and can be decompressed on the fly. Live data can read from either IEEE 802.11 PPP or HDLC APM Bluetooth USB token link frame relay FDDI and others. Coloring rules can be implemented to the packet list for quick, intuitive analysis. Output can be sent to XML, PostScript, CSV, or plain text. Description, decryption support for various protocols including IPsec, ISAC, NT, Kerberos, SNMP, PV3, SSL or TLS, WEP and WPA or WPA2, read and or write many various capture file formats, TCP dump, PCAP, NG, Catapult, TCP 2000, Cisco Secure IDS, IP log, Microsoft Network Monitor, Network General Sniper, Sniper Pro, and Net X-Ray. Network Instrument Observer, NetScreen Snoop, Novel, LAN Analyzer, RADCOM 1 or LAN Analyzer, Xiaomi or Finisar, Surveyors, Tektronix K12X, Visual Network Visual Uptime, World Packet, Etherpeak or TokenPeak, or AeroPeak, and much more. Task 1 Packet Capture using Wireshark. In this task, the Wireshark packet capturing application will be used to capture and analyze traffic generated on the network. In the Wireshark application, ensure 800 is selected and select Start Capturing Packet. Connect to PLogin 10. Exercise 6 Forensics. Data forensics can be defined as investigating to what changes have been made to data and if it was legitimate or not. Basic concepts of forensics include order of volatility, chain of custody, legal hold, and data acquisition. The order of volatility is the order in which an organization should collect forensics evidence since highly violated data can be easily lost. The most volatile data should be collected first, and the least volatile data should be collected last. In scenarios where proof might be used in civil or criminal litigation, It is vital for an organization to form a chain of custody, also known as a chain of evidence. This documents the location of the evidence from the moment is gathered to the moment it appears in court. This can include the police who collect it, the evidence technicians who process it, and the lawyer who use it in the court. A legal hold in a method that an organization might use to store all relevant information when litigation is expected. The legal hold process is typically ini, ini, initiated by a communication from legal counsel to an organization to suspend the normal disposal of records, such as recycling of tape backups or the archiving or deletion of data. Learning outcomes after completing this exercise, you should be able to explain forensics. Your devices. This exercise contains supporting materials for security. Task 1 Forensics. Based on the type of media, there are various methods an organization can use to retrieve data for forensics analysis purposes. DD, a DD is a file is DD file is the image file generated out of DD commands. It is a powerful and easy commands line used to create this image, copy files, etc. of hard drive on Unix or Linux operating system. Memdump, this program dumps system memory to the standard output stream. WinHex, WinHex is a commercial disk editor and universal hexadecimal editor used for data recovery and digital forensics. FTK Imager is an imaging tool that lets you 3D data. It evaluates electronic evidence to identify if further review with another forensic tool is needed. Autopsy is a Windows-based desktop digital forensics tool that is free, open source, and has all the features you would normally find in commercial digital forensics tools. Exercise 7 Exploitation Framework, Password Crackers, and Data Sanitization. Exploitation framework are tools to facilitate exploit. They enable you to choose the exploit and what happened after you gain control of the device by the exploit. For example, a framework might try to exploit a no buffer overflow vulnerability. These tools are useful for hackers but also for internal IT security teams to test their systems. A password cracker tries to convert hashes password into plain text. It can work against operating system, directories, databases, or other systems that store passwords in a hash format. Password crackers are generally used in an offline model running for a long period of time against the hashes. Learning outcomes. After completing this exercise, you should be able to perform password cracking using tools, explain data sanitization, your devices. You will be using the following device in this lab. Please power on now. Philip Kali. The following is a list of most commonly used password cracking application available. Crunch tool. This password attack will create a word list where standard or customized character set can be specified for usage. It creates all the possible password combinations in a very quick process. It can also break up the end result by file size and support in case of any challenge. It supports number and symbol. Crunch supports uppercase and lowercase letter and also provides a status report of multiple files. Hashcat tool is one of the most favored and advanced password recovery tools. It supports five distinct attack modes for 300 plus highly optimized hashing algorithm. It can support both CPUs and GPUs as well as more hardware accelerators. It also helps to work on distributed password cracking. It has various options to support multiple parameters for password recovery. Medusa tool is a brute forcer login tool supporting many services that allows for authentication from remote systems. It supports multiple thread-based, parallel testing, and modular design that allows for brute force services. And Tool, a dynamic network authentication cracking tool that helps to secure network against password attacks. It looks for poor password by testing their host and networking device. It has numerous components and works like the Nmap tool, having a dynamic engine to work one network feedback. It has fast and consistent auditing services for multiple hosts. It is simple to use and has brute force attack timing templates and an interface for complete control of the network processes. It supports protocols such as SSH, FTP, HTTPS, Telnet, IMAP, SIP, SMB, Post, PostgreSQL, MSSQL, MySQL, MongoDB, and much more. OPHCrack tool is an open source password cracking tool and based on Rainbow tables. It has a graphical user interface as well as a command line interface and support multiple platforms. It runs on audit, brute force, and debugging mode loading hashes. Word list utility. The word list is a password attack tool containing symlinks and word list to password file in the Kali Linux distro. Hydra tool. This password attack tool is a parallel login graph with numerous attack protocols. It is very quick, reliable, and can be customized for the inclusion of the new modules. This tool can gather unauthorized access remotely to a system. It works with a Cisco AAA, Cisco authorization, FTP, HTTP gets or host or proxy, MySQL, etc. Mimikatz tool is a tool developed in C language that works with Windows security. It mines password, pins, hash code, and Kerberos tickets from host memory and save it in a plain text file. THPPT Bruter tool. This brute parser tool works alongside PPTP VPN endpoint. It uses TCP port and works as a independent package. It supports MS-CHAP v2 authentication and is verified against numerous Cisco gateways and Windows Phone. This brute force tool attempts 300 passwords in a second and exploit a vulnerability in Microsoft anti-brute force operation. RS Mangler tool obtain a word list and then does various operations on it, just like the John the Ripper tool. It takes a collection of words, generate all of these changes and the acronym of words, and then applies them to other Mangels data sanitizing. When you need to dispose of storage devices, you need a way to securely erase the data first. Data sanitization tools can securely erase data so that cannot be recovered. Many of the tools overwrite data several passes, sometimes with random data. With each additional overwriting pass, the erasing becomes more permanent and therefore more secure. In addition to sanitizing data, you can sanitize entire hard drive too. Task 1, working with John the Ripper. The John the Ripper toolkit is a quick and dependable. It has numerous cracking modes and it is customizable and configurable according to your requirements. It provides the DES-based strip codes but must be configured. In this task, you will learn to use the Chandra Reaper, connect to Pilabkani,